Good morning and welcome. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and it is lovely to welcome you in on this Monday morning to do a little bit of crafting. It's a bit chilly outside, but it's warm in here. So I'm pleased that you've been able to join me to come and do some crafting this morning. If you are coming on live, then do pop on and say hello, and let me know what you're up to this morning. If you are joining on catch up, equally it's lovely to hear from you. So do drop in a message or a comment. It's always lovely to hear from you all. So let me introduce myself. So as I said, my name is Helen Jennings, and this is my website. You will find me at www.loveaduckie.co.uk, and that's where you're going to be able to find details of classes and downloads and see my blog posts and all of those things. Links, yeah, classes, downloads, blog posts, links to shops. I think, it's all over there on my website. So do go and head over there and check it out. And if you're looking for me anywhere on social media, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, all of those places, then do look out for Love-a-Duckie. That's where you will find me. A few things that are coming up, a few classes and things. We are due to have a stamper stack with the Queen Bee bundle this week. So if you would like that in kit form in the post, then do get in touch with me. I'd be happy to send one of those out to you. A beautiful stamp set and dies to go with it. And so it'll be creating 6 cards, 3 each of 2 different designs. At the end of the month, on the 27th of January, there is a technique class, and we're going to be looking at some different stamping techniques, things like what we're looking at, kissing techniques and sort of mirror stamping and all of those sorts of things. So a fun class where we're going to be looking at some of those stamping techniques that you may never have seen, or that you may just have not used for a little while and want a refresher. So do join me, and again you can have that as sort of in the post / online version with a bit of a Zoom connection to go with that. On the beginning of February, 4th of February, Saturday, we've got an all-day Saturday Stampers event from 10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. And the theme for this one is love and celebration. So some all-occasion cards using some of those celebration goodies, but also some of the sort of love-inspired goodies from the catalogue as well, the new mini as well. So good fun. Those all-day classes are always good fun, and they're held here locally to me in just outside Wellingborough. It is just outside Wellingborough, Great Doddington. So if you are local and would like to come and join that, it would be lovely to have you join me. Looking a bit further forward towards February, the Stamper Stack class for February is going to be using the Lighting the Way bundle, which is a gorgeous bundle featuring a beautiful lantern and fireflies and just lovely, a little bit different. So again, 6 classes, 3 each, 2 designs. The Make One, Take One project class for February, and the idea behind these is you have a choice of 2 kits. You can either have the Happy Forest Friends, or you can go for Wisteria Wishes, or you can have them both. So you can make one, make the other, or you can make one, take one with you. You can, play around with both of them. The choices are up to you. So the Make One, Take One project class, and for each of those, you'll be making 5 different cards in those different kits, and you'll get papers and cardstock and embellishments and ribbon and things to go with them. So lovely kits, and that's using the Happy Forest Friends or the Wisteria Wishes, and that's coming up in the 7th of February. And the technique class for February is going to be having a bit of a play with some background stamps and different ways that you can use those. So those are the classes coming up. Oh, one other thing coming up in February is a stamp camp. And this is where I'm going to join with 12 other demonstrators from around the world. You just buy the Bay suite you purchase. by the bay. Let's put it that way. Too many buys in one sentence. Purchase the By the Bay suite from me or one of the other participating demonstrators, and you get added in to that Facebook group. You will receive a tutorial bundle with 13 projects in it. Alongside that tutorial bundle, you will also get YouTube links for each of those tutorials, and you will get a make and take kit containing all the cardstock that you need to create those 13 projects with your By the Bay suite. And on top of that, you also, as I say, you are entered into a exclusive Facebook group where you will get to see 13 other projects created by that suite. So you really do buy the bundle and get oodles of inspiration for free. And that is happening over the weekend of the 10th, 11th of February. But those videos stay up there. You don't have to have watched them all by the end of the lives, and they're there for you to go back to as often as you would like to. So fabulous opportunities. And last thing to share before we carry on is, of course, we are in the midst of Sale-a-Bration, which is running up until the 28th of February. And whether you shop £45 order or more, you'll be able to choose a free item. If you host an event and your event generates sales of £275 or more, you will get a free stamp set. And if you join the family, there are 3 different options that you can choose from in terms of freebies this time. And one of those options is this beautiful blue mini stamping, cut and emboss machine. You could also choose to have the white one, or you can just choose to go for product. There are a variety of options there, but don't miss out on any of those freebies in these next coming weeks. Make sure that you check out your wish list and grab yourself some freebies at the same time. For those of you that are joining me that are regulars, you might be observant enough to realize that we have a different viewpoint. I have spent most of the weekend completely rearranging my craft room. Still jobs to do, but yeah, a lot different than it was looking on Saturday, where you could hardly move from one end of the room to the other. So we will see how this works. But I'm now sitting at my craft desk and with everything hopefully almost to hand. So let's see if this works a little bit more intuitively and efficiently. We shall see. Let me bring in my downward facing camera and we will have a look at what we're going to play with today. So we're going to be doing some fancy folds today, and it's sort of one fancy fold done a couple of different ways. Morning, Lisa. So it's one basic idea, but there's a couple of different ways of doing it. And we're going to be using some of the designer series paper from the Sale-a-Bration catalogue. So one of the papers we're going to be using is the Dainty Flowers, a really pretty pack of paper. And let's get the right post-it note. It does coordinate with, doesn't coordinate with that. It does coordinate with this though. It does coordinate with the Dainty Delight bundle in the mini catalogue, which is a stamp and die bundle, a really big die bundle, a beautiful set of stamps and dies, and the papers are in the Sale-a-Bration catalogue. So if you buy yourself the Dainty Delight bundle, you will absolutely have earned yourself a free pack of paper. So that's a really good one to go for. And the other paper that we're going to be using is this beautiful Favoured Flowers DSP that's available in your Sale-a-Bration. Again, free with a £45 order. And again, it does coordinate with a bundle that is in the mini catalogue. I haven't yet got this bundle, but it does coordinate. This is the Fragrant Flowers bundle. And again, if you buy that bundle, if you buy those stamps and dies, you will have earned yourself those free papers if you so desire. But we're just going to have a play with the papers for this one today. You may use the stamp and die bundle for the other one. But let's have a look. Where shall we start? I think we'll start. I've got some bits of card in the background here. We are going to start with a basic black card base. So, piece of cardstock cut in half, scored in half to create our basic card base. And then I'm going to take a piece of basic white, and I have already cut this down to 14.4 by 20. So it's 14.4 by 20, and I'm going to score it at 10 centimeters. So obviously, if you were doing this in inches, if you were doing an imperial card base, your card base would be 8.5 by 5.5, and you would score it at 4.25 to make your card base. So that's 50.5. And then this piece here would be 8 inches by 5.25. And so I'm going to score this at 10 centimeters and 15 centimeters. If you were doing this in imperial, you would score it at 4 and at 6. Hope that my maths is right there. And what we want to do is we want this piece of cardstock to fold. So your normal card opens this way. We want this to fold this way and then to fold back on itself this way. Just dig about and find my bone folder. I'll give that a bit of a burnish. And this is actually going to go inside our card like that. But I'll leave that to one side for a minute. Let's have a little look at our papers. It says, where have I put them? Here they are. And we're going to go with the Favoured Flowers papers first. So beautiful, bold set of papers. And you've got the bold prints and then sort of more generic prints on the back. There's one in sort of purples, some more purples with this green on the back. This variety of flowers here, this pretty all over print. And we've got these selection of flowers here. This sweet sorbet. Not a sweet sorbet, that's going back, isn't it? Fresh freesia background. And then you've got these pairs of flowers here with this Asian craze background. I'm going to go for, I'll take these two papers, move this out of the way. And I'm going to use this as my piece for the front of my card. And I think I want it going that way. Or I want it going downwards. So I think we'll go downwards. I'm going to cut this so that it is 10 by 14.4. So that would be 4 inches by 5.25 if you are working in imperial. Just pop that insert out for a second. I'm going to stick this on the front here like this. But I am going to be die cutting a piece from the center. So I want my glue to come round the outside. No, actually, yes, I'm going to go with my glue around the outside of my circle, but I don't want it necessarily where my circle is going to be. Let's just move that paper out the background because it's going to make that a bit psychedelic to look at us. So I'm going to sort of rest that in there about where it's going to be, just to give me a bit of a guide as to where I want my multi-purpose adhesive to go. Bring this back in. And stick that on there. We're going to put our circle in the middle of our cardstock. I'm just going to put a bit of low tack tape on there to stop it wiggling. So we'll have that about there, and I'm going to run that through my cutting impulse. Not forgetting to open it up, otherwise I'll be cutting all the way through. I ran it forwards and backwards just to make sure that it cut through both the DSP and the paper. Let's carefully peel that off of there. Right, so now I've got two circles. I've got a card circle and I have got a DSP circle. I'm going to pop those to one side for the moment. Now this was the third largest circle that I've used here. So I'm going to come in with the fourth largest circle and I'm going to grab a little snippet of Blackberry Bliss cardstock and I'm just going to cut a Blackberry Bliss cardstock circle. We're going to have that sitting on there. Now I'm going to take this sheet just here and what flowers shall we go with? I think this one, we might possibly want one of those as well. Might come back to some more of that paper in a minute. I'm just going to cut round these flowers. I'm not going to worry, I'm going to leave a bit of a black border just so that I'm not having to worry about getting right up close. And there is quite a bit of black shading around these flowers anyway. And let's in with this one. And then we come. We're getting our paper rather than the scissors. Our paper snips are so good for this. Although I know there's people that are the left-handed people, it's always a bit more challenging. Fussy cutting things. Now, we need these flowers to be able to sit inside our circle, because they are going to be peeping through that hole. I might actually take this leaf off of here. And possibly have it just sneaking out there, and arrange those so that they will sit on the top there. So let's do a bit of flower arranging. I'm going to put my Blackberry Bliss card circle on top of my black card circle, and I've added some glue behind there and stuck that in position. Let's bring in some dimensionals. I'm going to put a small dimensional towards the end of that one. And add that in there. Building that up a little bit. Let's just, we might be able to tuck it in this side. Have it coming out that side. Right, we've got that. I've got our little topper just there. Let's bring in this insert just here. And I'm going to pop some glue on the back of it and pop that in place in here. Actually, just grab a pencil. And I'm just going to draw a sort of rough line inside. As you can see, it is a rough line, but sort of on the inside of that circle, again, to give me a target for my glue. Let's shut that up. Let's decide how we want this to go. I think like that. Let's nest it back in that aperture. Open that up. Now we can take our other circle just here, make sure that the paper is running the right way. To turn that round like that. Let's add, so it's resting now, lined up on the back of the other circle. So we'll add some glue on there and then shut that up. That now makes that paper a little bit squishy. Can we just straighten that up? And is it now still underneath there? Yes. And now we have our paper from the front on the inside. So we have our, when it's shut, we have our flowers. It opens up. You've got this bit just here, and in there you've got your other paper. Now we could do with something inside here. I'm wondering. I'm just flicking along my stamp sets, looking for border set that we have got. Decorative borders. There we are. To take this border just here and a block. And piercing that. Some Blackberry Bliss ink. Let's just ink this up. Stamp that in there. Ink it up again. This is a beautiful stamp set, this decorative border stamp set. Could have possibly just had a little bit top and bottom, a little flourish top and bottom. Really beautiful in its own right, but also gorgeous for just adding details like this. Let's turn this round. Let's bring that in there. Now we just need a sentiment of some sort on the front. Let's have a look. What shall we have? Got my go-to greetings just here. No, I think that's a bit too big. That looks a bit better. I think we will go this bit of Blackberry Bliss card just here. Bring in an embossing buddy and some Versamark. Ink up that happy birthday. With our Versamark and white embossing powder. Oh, excuse me, knocking you about. Looking for my tweezers. There they are. Let's put the lid back on that. Still knocking you about. Determined to be violent this morning. Heat up the heat gun. Happy birthday. Trim that. That's a little bit wonky. Need to trim that down a bit more yet. I think I'm going to bring in a little bit of black just to put on the back of that. Now, do we want to shape the ends? I'm not sure that I do. I think I'm going to trim the ends a bit. Add that to a bit of black card. Bring in my bigger scissors. Let's trim that round like that. A little bit of black twine, I think. Double it up. And let's pop that on the front of our card. I'm going to put some dimensionals down there. Let's bring in a glue dot for our bow. Put that in there. Let's take off our this bit coming that way. Excuse me. So I've managed to glue my glue dot on the back of my dimensional. Oh, Helen, what have you done? Now I've pulled my excuse me while I just fiddle with my bow and sort it out. Let's undo it and try again, shall we? Sometimes and to stick this bit on, coming this way, and let's find ourselves another glue dot. And tuck this behind and trim it down. I think we'll just have fine a few little of the black dots scattered around. So there we are, there's one. Fancy fold one way. Now the other card we're going to use And those are the papers that are automatically going to give it a very different look, because obviously they are still floral, but a very different style of floral. Just clear up a little bit around myself. And we're also going to use a card base that, instead of opening this way, opens that way. But our basic insert is going to be exactly the same. So 14.4 by 20, scored at 10 and 15. So this mechanism inside is exactly the same. It's just that the card opens this way instead of the other way. So let's bring in the pack of paper and have a decide what we are going to play with in terms of the papers on the front. Another really pretty pack of papers. These ones with sort of like the ovals and things, and this lovely watercolor print, green all over prints. This is great just for making really simple cards. Cut it in half, cut it into sections. It's got a big floral print on that one, with again those sort of watercolory washes on the back. And this one is just all green foliage, got a really pretty fresh freesia on the back. This one has got an all over print, sort of rich raspberry. It's got a blue on the back. This one is another all over print, and that's got this pink on the back. Very pretty. I think it might go this one. And I think we might have that all over print on the front of our card. Let's go 10. By 14.4. So I'm actually going to take that piece of paper and some rich raspberry ink. And a blending brush. I'm going to come in around the edge. Now, because I've got a glass mat under here, I'm able to keep picking up that ink. Just right. Do a bit of a clean up so we don't end up with ink everywhere. Right, I'm now going to stick this to the front of our tent fold top opening card. So of course that is created again with half a piece of cardstock you just cut it the other way. So this is 10.5 centimeters wide by the full length of the A4 cardstock, or if you're in Imperial, it would be 4¼ inches wide by your full length, which is either 29.7 centimeters or 11 inches. Right, so we're going to add that onto the front there. And just as we did before, we're going to take the bigger of our 2 circles, position that where we want it to be. Again, open it up because we don't want it to cut right through both layers. Oh, see, I wasn't very clever there, was I? I didn't think about my glue. Nobody stopped me. Nobody shouted and said, Helen, don't glue it all over. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a circle out. Not the end of the world. Now, I'm not going to cut a second circle. I'm going to come in again with my ink. Just come in around the edge of here. And that itself will give it a bit of a border, help it to pop. Just like that. And let's have a little look at the Dainty Delight flowers just here. I'm going to take this stamp just here, which is this one. I think we're going to need this one. And I'm going to come in with Old Olive. In a second time, like this. Let's bring in a baby wipe and just clean up that ink. I'm going to grab Rich Raspberry and watercolour pencil. And let's just colour in these little flowers. flower just here, a couple of little buds. Also grab old olive. So just colouring the leaves. And I think that's a little bit of which was all we needed there. I'm just going to add a little bit of daffodil delight to the centre of these flowers just here. Right, let's bring in our insert. Again, we'll stick this in. Some glue on the back for sticking that in place. Let's make ourselves a target for our glue. Oh, actually, let's shut that down. Let's use our aperture as our guide where we're sticking that. Bring in our flowers just here. Just going to pop a little bit of glue just there. Right, so if we open that up, stick that to the back. Fold that over. And come back in with our I'll put that baby right there. I'll give that a bit of a rub over. I'm going to come in with our same stamp set. And let's didn't quite catch, did it? There we have. I'll come in with my pencil in a minute and just fill that in a bit. Now we'll have. Ooh, yes, let's have a bit of the organza glitter ribbon or glittered organdy ribbon. Some of that coming in there. Let's have a celebrate you. Have that, stamp that in rich raspberry. I've used rich raspberry in a little while. A little bit wonky. Hopefully we can sort that out. I'll come back in with my blending brush, not necessarily going to re-ink it, just to use the ink that is on it already. Let's pop a dimensional at the end of there. And have that sticking across the aperture. And then I think we want some iridescent rhinestones. Play with those glitter ribbon. Why is it when you put your mind on set on something, that's the ones you can't find? There we go. On there. Let's have a couple up there. Right. So here we have our one fancy fold, literally a couple of different ways, both using those Sale-a-Bration papers. So this one opens this way, opens up that way, and this one opens this way. But the same basic fold, same simple technique, two different papers, two different looks. So it's amazing how different a card can look when you just add in some different papers and things. Form my little bits and pieces upon the paper on the desk there. Lost my maps. I've buried it under watercolour pencils. So I hope you enjoyed those two cards and that fancy fold. Yeah, don't forget to get your hands on those really, really beautiful papers. And even if you don't have the stamp sets to go with them, as I don't yet, with the fragrant floral one, then you can still get your scissors out and get fussy cutting and make beautiful cards and beautiful projects with those beautiful papers. So pop your orders in for £45 or more and you can get those free too. So thank you for joining me on this Monday morning or whatever day it is that you're watching. And I will be back again on Friday with a bit more crafting from my craft room. So I look forward to seeing you all then. In the meantime, have a fabulous week.